Hello everyone. Welcome to today's session on permissions level in SharePoint Online. Before we proceed, we're going to hold for a few seconds, a few more seconds so that other attendees can join. Thank you. Welcome back. Sorry. So before we start, just for information, if you want the recording of this session, you can get it from our website by tomorrow, and it will be available in the news and events. So let's get started. Agenda for our today's session will be we're going to introduce permissions level in SharePoint Online. We're going to see permission inheritance and the default permission level in SharePoint groups and permission list. So, after creating SharePoint site, sometimes according as per the requirements of the organization, you may want to provide or restrict access to the site or its content. So, for example, you may want to provide access to everyone, but restrict some of the users or specific users or a group of users from deleting any content from your site. So, permissions levels are basically the actions a user can define as create subsite, delete subsite, then view versions, delete versions, and many more are there in the permission, which we call as the list permissions. So Microsoft already provides a list of different labels, but you can also create a new one. So so let's go ahead and get started with permission levels. So permission level and SharePoint Online groups. So permission level works together with SharePoint groups. A SharePoint group is a set of users who all have the same permission level. So in a previous webinars on creating a small company internet with SharePoint Online and restricting users from downloading or printing any documents, we've already discussed about the inheritance of the SharePoint Online groups. So yeah, like we have seen over there how to create certain SharePoint Online groups and create stopping the that particular group or that particular subsite to inherit permission from the parent side. So basically, by default, each SharePoint site includes certain SharePoint groups, and each SharePoint groups has been assigned a permission level. So till that particular in those sessions we have seen how to stop inheriting permissions and how to create a groups, but uh, what permission level is assigned to a particular group. So for example, if you want like I'll just show you. So there are three standard SharePoint groups, which are owner, visitors, and members. So let's just quickly show you how it how it works. So this is the root site, and I'll just go to the site settings now. Basically, the way this works is that you put related permissions together and into a permission level, and then you assign that permission level to a SharePoint groups. So we go to site settings and then site permissions. So over here we can see you can see the SharePoint groups over here. So as you can see, this is the site name and then the member, owners, and view only. So the right now three groups are like created for the root site, and as you can see over here, each of these groups has been assigned a certain permission levels. So each and every groups in SharePoint Online groups will be assigned a certain permissions level, and with the permissions level comes the actions like creating subsite, deleting subsite, view versions, create alerts like that. all the list of permissions comes with the permissions level. So uh, I'll just quickly go I'll just show you the permissions level as well. So this is the list of permissions level available over here, as you can see. So yes, of course. So this is the relation between SharePoint groups and permission levels. With every SharePoint Online groups, permission levels will be assigned. Now coming to the permission inheritance. So by design, all the sites and site content in the site, in site collection inherit the permissions uh, settings from the root site or top level site, which we already discussed, and we have already discussed this in our previous webinars. That SharePoint Online groups will inherit the permissions, from the parent or root site. But when you assign unique permissions to sites and libraries and items, though those items no longer inherit permissions from their parent sites. So let me show you. So this is the parent site and this is the SharePoint Online groups over here. Now I'll just go to the main home page once again, and then I'll just, and these are the subsite which I've created, which you can call as a department over here. So I'll just go to the IT department and check the SharePoint Online groups. So over here, sorry. So over here, you can see the same groups are available over here, as because if you click on inheritance, you can see stop inheriting permissions. If this option is showing over here, that means it's it is this particular site or department is still inheriting the permissions from this parent site, and this particular subsite don't have any unique permissions. But again, if I go to the other department, such as if you, let's take an example of this department, this subsite R&D. I'll just go to site settings once again, and then site permissions. So in this subsite, you can see uh, a different set of SharePoint groups are there, and you can see over here stop inheriting permissions not there, because this is this is this particular subsite is using a unique permissions. It's not inheriting the permissions from the parent site. So for doing so, to stop inheriting permissions from the parent side, I'll just show you what you have to do. I'll again go to that IT department, and then set site settings, and then site permissions. So what you need to do is, so let's take an example. There are two departments, IT and R&D. So there are two departments, and there's this root site. You know, so basically there are two departments and the root site. So initially for the root side, you want to give access to each and everyone in your organization. So there you have created groups, and accordingly owners, members, visitors you have added accordingly. Then so that's the parent side, and you have assigned everyone to that particular to SharePoint group site. So as of now, you can see the IT team is inheriting the permissions from the parent side. That means all of the users who are having the access of the root side, all the members can access IT department, IT subsite as well, IT documents and contents as well. But R&D subsite is using unique permissions, and it's not inheriting the permission from the parent side. That means the users which are added over there in the top root side, like uh, they all have like there's a R&D department, so all the users needs to be added again to the R&D department. If we will not add the users to R&D side permissions as well, SharePoint Online groups as well, they'll not be able to access R&D subsite. So basically, uh, we can use this in case like there's an IT team, R&D team over here, uh, who have different, different users for IT team and different users for R&D team. And if you want that, and if you want that, the users in the IT subsite will not be should not be able to access the contents of R&D subsites, then what we can do is we can assign different unique permissions to all the particular departments, so that in nobody from the different department will be able to access different department contents. So for this also you can use unique permissions. So to stop inheriting permissions on the parent side, you need to click on this stop inheriting permission options and then click on OK, and you'll be asked to create a group for this particular site, a new group, because as it's not take it's not now it's not inheriting permission from the parent side, so you can just create a unique SharePoint Online groups and assign the permissions to these groups. So so we can create a new group over here. So we have like create a new group and then click on OK. So we also need to provide a name, so we'll just provide a name over here. Oh, so this already have the SharePoint groups already created. So just yeah, so visitor group was not created, so I've created a new group. But if you haven't created any group for the like after assigning a new unique permissions, if you haven't created any groups, you'll be asked to create a new group first. So you can create a new group and then click on OK. So a set of like a new group will be we can see over here. If I go to site permissions again. So you can see IT members, IT owners, IT visitors, three groups all created over here. Now, as this site was inheriting permissions from the parent side, you can see all these three groups over here from the parent side. So for removing the permissions for these three groups, you just need to select these groups, remove user permissions. So after doing this, those SharePoint groups of the parent site will not be reflected over here anymore. So new site has been created, and uh, only those users will be able to access the site who are added in these SharePoint Online groups of IT subsite team. So this is how we can assign unique permissions, to SharePoint Online site. Now, this was about inheriting permissions for the SharePoint Online groups. Now, for permission level to create or make any changes, you need to go to top level site or root site. So from sub site, you can't just you can't have a unique permissions for permissions level as well, and then you can't edit anything or make any. Yeah, you can't create or change anything from the sub site. You have to go to the root site to make any changes in the permissions level. So I'll just show you. So if I so let's take an example. This is an IT subsite, and I'm just going to manage and then permission levels. If I click on that, and if I click on contribute one of the permission level, you say, you can see we can't edit anything over here because we are accessing permission level from the sub side. Now, if I go to root side again, then site settings, site permissions. So I'll try and go ahead and access the permission. Now, if I go to contribute once again from the root side, let's see what happens. So you can see over here, it's giving me the options to edit. So we can make any changes to the permission level from the parent side only, and there is no such unique permissions in the case of permission level, because you can have a unique permissions to particular subsite, then because of that a new SharePoint online groups will be created, or you can create a on your own you can create a new SharePoint online group and then assign a particular permission level to the SharePoint group. But you can't just have different uh, unique permissions. What we can do is we can create a SharePoint online group and we can edit, not edit, but as per our organization need, we can create one more permission level and then we can add that and then we can add that permission level to that particular SharePoint online group. So this is how it works. Now, default permission level. So by default, Microsoft provides default permission level in SharePoint Online. So default permission level allows you to quickly and easily provide common levels of permissions for one user or group of users. So you can make any changes to any of the default permissions level except full control and limited access. So if I go to full control, I'm at the root side and I'm going to access the full control permission level. So you'll be able to see that we don't have we can't edit anything over here. We are accessing this from the root side, then also we can't edit anything because this is a full control permission level. So only full control and limited access permission level we can't edit from root side as well. Now permission list. So each permission level consists of list of permissions. For example, I'll show you what is list permissions. So if I go to click on contribute, so what I mean by list permission is, I can see this, the actions of the permission level. There's a permission level named contribute in this case, and then there are certain actions. If I assign this permission level to a particular certain SharePoint Online group, these will be the actions which they will be able to do it. The actions on which there's a tick mark, these list of permissions, so these are the actions basically for the permission level. So only these permissions will be granted to the users added in that particular group. So let's take an example over here. So basically this is the list permissions which I'm trying to show. So these are the list permissions. So let's take an example over here. Sometimes you may want that you as per, if there's an requirement from a client or customer or your organization requirement, that sometimes you may want that your users can only edit items but not delete anything. Okay, so the administrator or the owner should only be have to have that has to have that access to delete anything. So for that, you can just go ahead and create a new permission level. Why I'm saying to create a new permission level? Because it's not recommended to edit a default permissions level. Instead, you can it's very simple and you can just create it quickly. So why not create a new permission level? So accordingly, you'll be able to choose a list of permissions from here, what list of permissions we have to provide to that particular permission level. And then and if you're saying that the user should not be able to delete anything, in that case you have to just untick this particular delete items option, list, permission list. And after doing this and submitting it, a new permission level will be created. So let's just see how we can do it. So as I've already mentioned that for creating a new permission level, we have to go to the root side. So this is the root side, and we're gonna create one permission level in which we'll select the list of permissions which that permission level can perform, but we'll untick the delete items option permission from that permission level. So I have already created one permission level. If we can see this, contribute not delete. So I have already created a permission level in which users in this group will not be able to delete any content. So what I've done is I have there's one more there is one more permission level called contribute. So what I've done is I have just copied all the permissions list. So you have the options for that as well. So you can you can copy the permission level and you can just create a new permission level. And over here, what were our motive was that the this permission should not have the delete items action. So those SharePoint Online groups will be assigned to this permission level, and those users should not be able to delete any items of the site. So what I've done is in this particular contribute not delete permission level, I have unticked the delete items option, and I've created the new permission level. So so this is how, but then again, it's very simple. To add a new permission level, you need to just click on add a permission level, and then provide a name and description, and then as I've shown, copy the permission level. You can just tick each and tick any of the permission list from here, and you can save it. A new permission level will be created. So this is how you can create a new permission level. Now our requirement is that we need to, like users can contribute, can edit anything, but should not be able to delete anything. So what I've done is I have created a new permission level of contribute not delete. Okay, now I'll go ahead and create a new SharePoint Online group. So I'll just take an example of uh, IT IT subsite, IT department, you can say. I'll go to site settings and site permissions. So we have already assigned this particular site as a unique permissions. Now, for members, we have the edit permission level. So as I've already said that you don't need to, edit any default permission level. Instead, you can create a new one. So we have created a new permission level, but these three groups has already been created and has already been assigned different permissions level. So now, in this case, what we want to do is we're gonna create a new SharePoint Online group. We'll name it as ID contribute not delete users. And so now after creating this group, so first, okay, fine. So I'll just create this group first. Users in this group will not be able to delete any content. Then leave the other settings as it is. and select the permission level from the list of permission levels over here. So as I've already we have already created a new permission level, which is contribute not delete, and users in this group will not be able to delete any content. So I'm assigning this permission level to this particular SharePoint group whose name is IT contribute not delete. So now you can see a new group has been created. So whoever creates the group, will be by default added to the group. So let's just remove myself from edit, and again let's go to IT subsite and site permissions. So you can see over here a new group has been created, IT contribute not delete, and the permission level for this group is contribute not delete. So any of the users added in this group will not be able to delete anything from this particular site or subsite. So let's just see. Uh, so let's just add one user and just check, whether he's able to delete it or not. So what we wanted is users who will be added to this group should not be able to delete anything. So now let's go ahead and add one user. Share the. So one user has been added to it. Now I'll just go ahead and upload one document. So now I'll just go ahead and upload one document to this site for testing purpose, so that we can just test whether that particular user will be able to, should not be able to delete anything. So now I'll just log in. So I'll just log in with that user so that to check whether he's able to delete or not. I'll quickly go to that go to the SharePoint site. So I'll go to documents and then let's just check. Still loading. Okay. Now I'll just select this document. And now, we can see over here, like we are not getting any option for delete, which, so that means we have added this particular user. So, we have added this user in that IT contribute but not delete group, and whose permissions level was contribute, not delete. So any users in that particular group should not be able to delete any content. Now you can see if I'm selecting this document and trying to delete, I'm not getting the delete option only. But and if you see how the delete options comes over here in SharePoint Online, you just need to select the document. You just need to select the document and the delete option will come over here. But in this case, in this particular user's case, it's not coming. The delete option is not coming. So let's just try. Uh, there were four groups created in the IT subsite. So IT contribute not delete in this particular user is present in this group. Now in IT members who is having the edit permission level, let's just try and add one user. So I have added this user in so I have added this particular user in the IT members group and whose permission level is edit. Now let's just see whether this user is able to delete anything or not. So obviously this user should be able to delete the contents. So let's just check this quickly. It's not updated yet. Just a second. Okay, sorry. So I'll just go to document once again. So as this particular user was in IT members group who is having the permission level of edit. So if I just go and select the document, you can see the delete option is coming for this particular user. Now again, if I remove this user from this particular SharePoint Online group and I add them to IT contribute not delete group, which once again have the contribute not delete permission level, then again this user will also be not be able to delete anything. So this is how it works. This was like the introduction about the permission list, permission levels, and how it works with SharePoint Online Group, and a simple and a small demo to just show how it works, and hope it clear the permission level and the SharePoint Online Group part over here in this session. Uh, yeah, so that was it. From today's session, the basic understanding of permission level and how it works with SharePoint and Group. Simple talk about that, and then a small demo of how to use this and how the permissions level and the SharePoint Online groups can help organizations to achieve their requirement. So yeah, that was it from this session. And if you have any questions related to it, you can just you can ask it in the section given over there. And this is the CloudFront's Office 365 managed services. So basically, we deploy and manage Office 365 across different sectors, and managed services from CloudFronts help you to utilize Office 365 to its fullest reducing costs, thereby increasing return on investment. And from beginning, from Office 365 migrations to subscription management, user management, then security, compliance, and protections, everything. So to know more about this, you can visit our website. Yeah, so that was it. Any questions you have, you can just email it to us at info@cloudstone.com. You can also see the webinar recordings on YouTube channel, and then you can connect to us on LinkedIn and Twitter as well. So yeah, this that was it from today's session. Thank you so much for attending this session, and good day.